In this video, I'm gonna show you how to target your e-commerce brand's competitors with Google Ads. And this might be one of the most important things you do for the overall success of your store. Now, in the normal world, we're taught that stealing something is a very bad thing. And don't get me wrong, in the real world, you should definitely be not stealing anything from anyone. However, with Google Ads, the definition of stealing really changes, because when you do something like this where you're targeting your competitors with Google Ads, you're not necessarily stealing any money that they've already gotten, but rather you're stealing some of their market share. And this completely revolutionizes the entire world of e-commerce and getting sales, because you no longer need to have a very big brand. You no longer need to have a name for your brand to even begin with in order to make this happen, in order to get customers from your competitors directly. Now, there are two distinctive ways to target your competitors with Google Ads. The first way is through the Performance Max campaign. The second way is through a search campaign. We're gonna cover both of the ways and without really getting into the nitty-gritty details, but rather kind of figure out the overall strategic approach I'm taking for the brands I'm handling under my Google Ads agency, Your Marketing, to get a lot of the competitors' market shares. Now, let's start off with the first way to make it happen, which is via the Performance Max campaign route. Now, whether you have a PMax campaign already running or not, doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and get a PMax campaign running, or just go inside one of the PMax campaigns you already have. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on over to the asset group section, because within the asset group section, we then need to go to the audience signal section. Within the audience signal section is where all of the magic starts to happen, where we can actually target our customers directly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on audience signal within this active asset group. If you don't already have an active asset group, make sure you have one running in order for this to work. We're gonna click the pen button, and from the pen button, we'll be taken to this page right here. So in essence, this is where we again go ahead and click on the pen button to edit a few things. You can already have an audience chosen here. If you don't already have an audience chosen here, it should let you create an audience signal. So you need to click on that, and from there, once you're inside this little open pop-up box, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna choose on custom segment, and we're gonna click on new segment, because this is in essence where we're gonna choose our competitors. Now, there are two different ways to create a custom segment. The first one is by choosing the interest or purchase intentions within your niche. The second way is to choose those people who have searched for any of these given terms on Google. This is what we want to be choosing, because now when we type something in, we're gonna directly be typing in our competitor's brand itself. So for example, if my competitor was Inspire Uplift, the biggest brand out there, all I would need to do is I would need to type in Inspire Uplift, maybe just type that in, and also we'll be typing in different kind of variations of this. So first, get the main variation inserted, so Inspire Uplift, then inspireuplift.com, that's the second one we would be typing. So inspireuplift.com right there, make sure it's spelled correctly. Then you can type it in different ways, so Inspire Uplift with a space, and we're gonna just continue, really get all sides of the angle really narrowed down to ensure there is no way that we have left something missing in this case. So we're gonna type in Inspire Uplift reviews. You can type in a specific product that they sell, which you also sell, so on and so forth. But this is the main step of targeting your competitors with a Performance Max campaign, because now, along with targeting the cold traffic, it's gonna go out and start targeting all of the people that have potentially searched up these keywords right here. So you would just click on save. But that's one of the ways of targeting your competitors with a Performance Max campaign. The second way is by clicking this one right here, this little link which says people who browse types of websites. When you click on that, it actually lets you insert the URLs of the brands which you want to target directly. So for example, we can just type in inspireuplift.com. That would be one of our competitors we target. We can target some other competitors. We can type in their URLs directly as well. Now, the difference between this one and this one is this one will target those people who browse websites similar to your competitor. So it's not essentially stealing your competitor's market share in any way directly, but it's rather kind of targeting them and all the individuals similar to their customers. If this brand that you typed is very similar to your brand, then that could be very beneficial for you. But I do recommend you test both of these things out in separate ad groups. You don't want to mix and match the data. But once you have selected that, then just click save. And one thing you want to keep in mind, you want to read this right here, which says in Performance Max campaigns, your ads will be shown to people beyond your selections to find new conversions. Essentially, what that means is just because you wrote in your competitor's brand URLs here, the brand words here, does not mean this PMax will now just narrow down to them. In reality, it will show it to those people that search for those brand names or similar people, or it might go beyond those selections, find even more cold traffic audience members for you. So that's why it doesn't really do the perfect job of narrowing down just to your competitors. However, it gets as close as possible as a PMax campaign really can in that sense. So that's essentially the first way. Now, moving on to an actual search campaign, because that's the next way of doing competitor targeting with Google Ads. You want to just launch a normal search campaign. It doesn't have to be smart bidding or any of that. As long as it's a manual bidding campaign, like a maximize clicks, manual CPC, it works just fine. So we're inside this one search campaign right here. There are two different ad groups here. This is a branded search campaign, but you kind of want to replicate this strategy for a competitor search campaign as well. So you should have two ad groups within your competitor search campaigns as well. One targeting the competitor search exact keywords, and the other one targeting broad match keywords related to your competitor's keywords. So again, going back to our example of Inspire Uplift, if I were inside my exact match ad group and I wanted to target all the exact match keywords for Inspire Uplift, I would simply just type in everything that is related to that brand. So right here, we're gonna do Inspire Uplift, we're gonna do inspireuplift.com, make sure it's in brackets, both starting brackets and ending brackets. And we wanna kind of keep on going on, keep it going to as much as we can. So in this case, reviews, for example, you can do anything else, like for example, a specific product. So we can type that product in, so on and so forth, as much as you can, just get that going. And then go ahead and hit save, because after that, your search campaign will be transformed into a competitor search campaign. And the bidding itself, it's up to you completely. If you want to bid high, you can completely do that. So anytime in this example, somebody types in Inspire Uplift, and if I'm bidding very high, much higher than they are doing for their own brand term, I will be ranking at the very top. So that's essentially the main goal of a competitor search campaign. Same thing for the broad match ad group that you will be targeting. So if we go back now to this branded search campaign and we look into this broad match modifier, you don't want to do a broad match modifier kind of ad group anymore, because that's not really allowed anymore. Instead, what you want to do is maybe you want to have it in quotation marks. So Inspire Uplift in quotation marks. And again, do the same thing as before. Just try to get as many angles as you can to really kind of get a holistic approach from all sides and angles, and then hit save once you are done with that. And then the next step is just creating a very good ad copy for this to work. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind to really have these kinds of competitor ads work the best. Number one, don't go bad mouthing the other brand and just talk trash within your ad copy. That's gonna make you look very unprofessional, and a lot of your customers that you could have potentially gotten won't even want to do business with you just because you talked bad about another e-commerce brand like that. So kind of just talk about the benefits, why somebody should buy from you compared to them, while doing it very professionally in a very sleek manner, because I'm sure you don't want somebody doing that for your brand. But second thing is, you want to combine both of these strategies together to really get the best approach at having competitor ads work. Don't just do a PMax competitor campaign, nor should you just do a search campaign that's for competitors. Combining both of these is the best way to go. Number three, don't allocate too much of a high budget or a bid for both of these competitor campaigns. You want to kind of keep it within a general number. So for example, if you're not sure how to distribute or how to get the perfect account structure, watch the recent video I made on the perfect account structure, because that tells you exactly what percentage of your entire budget you should be kind of segregating and separating based on each campaign type. For these competitor search campaigns or performance max campaigns, I wouldn't really give it more than 10% to 15% of the total budget I have to spend on all my campaigns, because that really is the sweet spot. But if you're doing $40,000 or more per month in revenue with your e-commerce brand, you need just a little bit of extra help scaling your brand to the next level, go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and book a free call with me to see how we can potentially work together and make that happen.